Hey guys, welcome back. So we've been talking about motivation techniques through the last few lectures that could be applied to any team. However, not all teams have the same goals and processes. Some teams make physical things, others make virtual things. Some teams must follow an exact process to do their work every time, while other teams need to constantly come up with new ideas. And it's that last type of team, the creative team, that I want to discuss here, because motivating them may require a slightly different approach. Creative teams are tasked with coming up with ideas and concepts, and they follow a set process every single time. And if you've ever dealt with, say, writer's block, you should know there are some days when progress just isn't going to happen. So as a leader of a creative team, there are things you can do to help motivate and support them. In this sense, motivating means helping them get their creative juices flowing and removing any fear about the process, because part of what might be keeping them from thinking clearly is probably stress about not producing. So first off, help remove fear from the equation. Let them know you understand their creative process requires time, but encourage your team to make progress by focusing on small steps. Get your team thinking about step 1 of their process and not what's waiting behind, say, steps 2, 3, 4, and beyond. Focus their attention in this way so they're not thinking about the overwhelming weight of an entire project. Removing fear also means giving your team permission to take risks. Like we said, creative solutions don't follow a regular process, so whether your team is made up of designers, writers, or music composers, they need to occasionally step outside their regular comfort zone and try something new. Maybe you encourage them to view solutions from the opposite perspective. For example, when you're trying to come up with a blog post on, say, 10 ways or 10 best ways to write emails, sometimes a more helpful or easier idea to focus on would be something like 10 worst ways to write emails. Give your team the leeway to experiment and view things from uncommon angles, and it could help motivate them to find those solutions that they seek. To help encourage ideas, try holding brainstorming sessions when needed. Gather your people and just get the ideas flowing. Make sure to set a few rules though, because some people may feel like it's an invitation to start criticizing or shooting down other ideas. It usually helps to tell people to hold their feedback until all the ideas are on the table. Teams might need to get those lousy first ideas out of the way before they find their groove and start coming up with great ideas for product names or company logos and taglines, or even themes for upcoming events. But like any meeting, make sure you set a clear goal so people can remain focused and not go completely off the rails. And if you're leading the team, perhaps you can focus on moving discussions forward so new ideas can be shared. When they are focused, brainstorming meetings could help produce lots of new ideas to work with. We've mentioned a few times in these lectures how important it is for managers to not micromanage and to just get out of the way. So another way to help motivate your team is to simply give them space. Some creative types need isolation. They need time to think, work things out, talk to themselves, go for walks and get fresh air. Everyone has their own way of working through ideas. So encourage this. Tell your creative team to do whatever it is they need to do. For example, some people prefer to read ideas out loud, but it can be intimidating or embarrassing in an office with coworkers nearby. So let them work in small offices or conference rooms. Let them work outside or work from home. Trust in them to do their jobs and they'll feel more comfortable about really letting their creative juices flow. Ultimately, what could really motivate a creative team is a reward. In some cases, you might offer a prize to the person who comes up with a winning idea for a new product name, for example. If the executives choose your idea, you get a gift card or a day off work. In this case, the motivation could create some healthy competition amongst your team, forcing them to step up their game to produce a truly winning idea. So, creative teams need to feel appreciated and trusted, but as we've discussed here, they also need room to think and different kinds of encouragement to motivate them so that they can produce fantastic creative ideas. Now, in our next lecture, we'll talk about how to motivate another type of team, the virtual one. See you then.